Alright guys, welcome to Otaku Talks.
Otaku Talks episode, the first episode.
This is the first episode. I'm Punk 3 Heart.
This is Ramenz.
I'm Karu, and we're gonna be talking about mostly anime related stuff, but you know, mostly we could talk about video games or other nerd culture, whatever. So for this episode, we're gonna be talking about ourselves, more specifically how we started watching anime. All right. So I guess I'll go first. I started watching anime when I was since I was a kid, you know? Like, I remember back growing up from the Philippines, anime was just it's hard to say, but anime was just a cartoon when you're a kid. And back in the Philippines, and I guess since it's closer to Japan and all the culture, more mixes closely back in Asia, anime was just on regular TV. Like a comparison here in the US. People you would see Simpsons on the Fox network, and then it's cable TV. Back there, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball back then. Dragon Ball, shows like Hunter x Hunter, Fushigi Yugi, Yu Yu Hakusho, Slam Dunk, those early 80s, late 90s, whatever show, were just TV shows to us when I was a kid. So I think that's the reason why I got into anime. And then in high school, that's when I really got into watching anime online with Naruto, Bleach, not One Piece, surprisingly. I never got into One Piece. So Naruto, Bleach, Fairy Tail, and then when I started becoming a weeb, is when I started watching slice of life stuff K-On!, Lucky Star, Melancholy Heart, Suzumiya. So those were so that's how I started watching shows. I got into shonen first, and now I'm I don't watch as much shonen as I used to.
Yeah, shonen is not as big as it used to be, even though the popularity for it is really big for its community. A lot of anime at this point is just all branched out. So you have a lot of genres and a lot of anime to watch, so that's usually how it goes.
Alright, so how'd you get into watching anime?
Well, it all started off when I was just pretty much a kid. I just pretty much would watch any kind of show that would be on in the mornings. Back then it used to be called Kids WB, which was one of the worst places you could watch anime adaptations from.
Is that the one where they changed the One Piece cigarette for lollipop?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
So yeah. So basically, I went from pretty much elementary school where it all started from. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, all the top-notch shonen animes from there. And from middle school to high school, I started branching off into other genres where I was starting to become
more of a weeb. Welcome to the club.
It's a technical term.
Yeah. Don't be shy about it.
Don't be shy about it.
Yeah.
Well, from there, I started watching K-On!, same thing. K-On! Was pretty much my first. And then it started branching off from there, and here I am. A few years later, I'm just pretty much the only weeb here that...
What are you talking about, man? There's two weebs next to you.
True. Well...
Especially that deviant over there.
Wait. I don't consider myself a weeb. I consider myself the pinnacle of creation, alright?
A hentai connoisseur.
Yeah, let's see.
Mastermind.
Let's see how I started watching anime. Actually, I was introduced to Avatar: The Last Airbender. I thought it was the best anime I've ever seen. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Actually,
it's a good show, but
the rest of them, pretty much as a kid, I would watch stuff that I didn't even know was considered anime.
It was just cartoons.
It was just cartoons when I was growing up. I remember when I was I believe in elementary school, it was Dragon Ball Z, and I think Gundam that was on Toonami. And then I would just watch it I think it'd be 5:30. It would be an hour where it would show the previous episode and then the new episode. And then that's what actually got me into it. And then when I got into high school, I started reading manga. Funny thing, the first one I started reading was Fruits Basket. And then I went later on to actually watch the anime. And then at that point, I just started watching stuff like Naruto, One Piece, and then I stopped watching anime for a while, and then I went overseas, and then I had a whole month to myself, so I literally binge watched all of One Piece, I rewatched it to get back into it, and then at that point, I started watching random stuff, and then before I knew it, I was watching High School DxD.
Actually, Mastermind is born.
Yeah, and then like I just started watching all this random anime, you know, all this fan service anime, and
You started watching shows that are not shonen, you know, because back then everything you watched was just shonen.
shonen, yeah, pretty like Naruto,
It's like
Fairy Tail.
Like in your head back then, if you didn't watch an anime that's like action, it's like, what are you, weird?
Yeah.
Weirdo? And now I'm like, shonen, no thanks, man. I'd rather watch that ecchi shit.
Yeah, so it's like an evolution, you know. You get more sophisticated.
Same thing with pineapple with pizza.
Yeah, pineapple with pizza, guys.
Really
Pineapple with pizza crew right here. For you cavemen that never had pineapple,
You
with
haven't
pizza,
evolved.
you haven't evolved yet. So
Even
yeah,
another 10,000 years.
that's pretty much how we got into anime. I mean, besides that, I mean, I collect. I mean, I get certain figures, you know. My room isn't too crazy. It used to be posters everywhere from all the anime conventions, but now it's like I had to cut it down because, you know, just in case I have people come over, you know, I don't want to have to explain what that is, why that chick is half naked, you know.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta embrace it.
I mean, I haven't gotten to the point where I got a body pillow yet, but
yet. We're building up to it.
But we're getting there. We're getting
When he
there.
gets it, I'll get it like 2 months later. It's my better tea.
Yeah, I'm usually the first dumbass to do something, and then everyone else tags along.
All right, so what type of shows do you normally watch now?
What do I watch now? I mean,
What do you lean towards more?
like more like romantic harems.
Like harem and stuff?
Yeah, like
ecchi,
right
ecchi stuff, you know?
I mean, a mix between ecchi. Like for example, right now I'm watching the Quizidential Quintuplets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like something I would watch now. Let's see, Rising of the Shield Hero. Maybe like Goblin Slayer. But Goblin Slayer was okay. It started off very controversial, but it like softened. It became like a typical isekai.
It became like really good to like slowly above mediocre.
Yeah,
Like,
so it just like reverted to a normal
like-
isekai.
So what's like your favorite anime? It's like as of recent, like within the
As
last
of
5
recent?
years. Like within like the last 5 or 6 years. Like what would you put as your like number one anime?
Ah man, that's a hard one.
Alright, so do you have anything?
Well, for me, it would be just over all the 5 years I've been watching so many that the one that caught my eye the most was back in, I think it was 2014, which was Erased.
Erased?
Yeah, Erased.
Erased was pretty good.
It
Good
was
show.
a really good show, even though like a lot of people did not agree with the ending, and there was
Oh yeah, like the villain waited for him, but like the girl didn't.
But,
like
yeah,
when she showed up in the hospital with a kid, I'm like, Nani, the fact?
yeah, that was a very
You know what? I actually agreed with the ending on that. I'm not sorry for the spoilers.
Alright, spoilers, but
yeah, we're gonna put a spoiler alert before we get to this part. But I actually thought it was really the ending made sense because if you really think about it,
like the villain was psychotic, so
yeah, and on top of that, it made sense because like how are you gonna discredit the girl his coworker, the girl?
but you know what?
I think-
Granted, she was best girl.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
She
I'm
was
saying.
best girl.
But like, I don't know what kind of ending anyone wanted. Like, forget that character, the one who helped him escape, and like have like a little haven to like actually figure out what's going on, or like this girl, he goes back to the past that he totally forgot. I feel like if it was done. I don't even know why people were upset about it, because at the end you got like the hint that okay, he's gonna hit it off again with his coworker.
Yeah, so
I thought it was
it's a really good show.
yeah,
so,
it's a really good ending.
For mine, I think my favorite anime within the last 5 years. Actually, I'd even say it's like my favorite anime of all time because it came out within the last 5 years. Is Your Lie in April. It's actually on Netflix.
Okay.
So like that's what I normally watch most of the time, like slice of life. But I want mine to be a little sad, or like super sad in this case. So no spoilers. But it is a sad anime. It's actually on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. So yeah, we're not sponsored by Netflix, by the way.
Okay.
Maybe soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite anime is Your Lie in April. So that I guess that's like a good sense of like what type of anime we watched. Like we still watch shonen, you know, like
Yeah.
but not as much as we used to from like when I was in high school.
I mean, for me, my favorite anime is gonna be
High School DxD,
no, not High School DxD. Probably One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece because like I just put in so much time to it,
So much.
and it
investment,
was
right?
actually the only anime that has made me cry
really
like a baby. Yeah, when Ace died, like
Like, spoilers again. Well, it's a long time ago.
yeah, when Ace died, the reason why that really called to me is because you pretty much see
You grew
how-
up with him, you know.
Yeah,
It's like watching-
you grow up with the character, and then you see like him struggling to save his brother, and just for him to get to his brother's arms and just hold him as he's dying, that really got to me.
Press F in the chat.
Yeah, and then another one that like I would say would probably be Fruits Basket.
You excited for the remake?
Yeah, they're gonna do a remake.
Oh, yeah, but remake is gonna be
And then Death Parade. Death Parade was really good.
Oh yeah, that parade was also
Death Parade was
Did
really
you watch
good.
Dead Billiards? But
the
like,
yeah. So
what came for it? Yeah.
yeah.
To be honest, that's actually what I watched the first time before I even got to Death Parade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw Dead
It was, like,
Billiards
way
way
long time
before Dead Parade.
Way before.
Like 2 years, I think 2 years
and
before.
then after that, it was just like when I saw the freaking trailer for Death Parade, it was just like I've seen this before, even though I know I have watched Death. Bizarre, it's just very good, and pretty much the animation, especially the storyline, was just like I don't know, just really good.
I mean, instead of us like, I guess it would be better off if we just say a few animes that we've watched. That way, you guys get like a feel of what we watch.
Watch that you liked also.
Yeah, like I also another one that comes to mind would probably be like Future Diary, something like that.
Right, Nikki?
Yeah, Future Diary was really
Yeah,
really
it's like a guilty
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure.
It's a bad show, like don't get us wrong, but we love it because it's like it's super entertaining to watch. It's like watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
It's basically what it's like watching a car crash right in front of you.
Car crash right in front of you.
It's
You're
so
just
bad.
staying
It's like fingers cut off, but you just can't look away.
Yeah,
It's so entertaining.
It's just you're just so caught up in it in the moment, so you just have to watch it.
Yeah. Maybe another shout out to Netflix for the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh yeah.
Meliodas, very entertaining series to watch, and it can easily hook you right onto the adventure.
You know what's funny with like a good parallel between 7 Deadly Sins and Overlord, by the way? Like 7 Deadly Sins gets better as you watch it. You notice? But Overlord season 1 was like really good. Season 2 was like still good. And season 3, like
it just took like a dive.
What was with that 3D or shit? It was so bad. I still watch it. I'm still gonna watch it. Season 4, I'm still gonna watch it. But just like 7 Deadly Sins gets better. Overlord gets worse. I'm still gonna watch both of them.
Another thing that gets better is probably Berserk too. And it's still ongoing, the manga, right?
Well, the manga.
Yeah, the manga's still ongoing.
I think so.
Yeah, no, it should be. I can't wait till it actually gets made into the 4th film.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just don't want to watch the shitty 3D animated bullshit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh no, yeah, no.
No, that's pretty much.
I mean, there's also like stuff like Death Note. Death Note was really
Back then when I first watched it, was
actually, Death Note is probably the first anime I've watched.
Yeah, that's not shonen. Actually, it is shonen.
That's not fighting. That's not action.
Yeah. It's actually more.
It's more like a suspenseful mystery.
Like it's like a thriller mystery. Like
or supernatural kind of thing.
Yeah, so
kind of like Erased.
Yeah,
it'd be like.
But I like if Erased came out in like 26, like back in like 2006, I wouldn't watch it. Yeah. So like we had to like grow up to acquire different tastes, just like pineapple and pizza.
Yeah, at the same time, it's like when I was first watching Death Note, it was just I didn't even watch it from the beginning. I was actually on Tsunami just
me too. I remember watching
where the second Kira, which is Misa Misa on with the news channel. That's where it all started. I was just so caught up on it. I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I remember seeing in Tsunami. I still remember the episode where I watched it. It was the one where Light and Elle were playing tennis.
Yeah.
And then it was just them playing tennis, but that's just the front. It's like their inner monologue just goes in the background for like the entire episode. So like this is like I was in middle school when I saw this, and it's just people talking, and then I was just like so intrigued by it. So I went back and actually watched the entire series.
Yeah, like there's a really like once you get into anime, there's like a few shows you have to go back and watch. Even though like the animation may seem old, there are still good ones. I feel like a few of them for me, like a few examples I would have would probably be Fist of the Northern Stars. Like if you like gory fights.
You think it's essential?
I like it. I wouldn't say it's essential.
I don't think it's essential.
But if you're into like fighting enemies, I would probably recommend it.
I think
probably Trigun too.
Trigun is good, but I don't think it's essential. But I think the most essential anime that you should watch that's like old is Evangelion, which is coming out. Actually, I love Evangelion. All right,
that's one of his favorites.
It's one of my favorites. I love it. It's coming back.
Yeah.
Well.
They're putting it in Netflix actually.
They're putting that on Netflix also, so it's
can't wait for that.
Love that show.
Yeah, also like Hellsing was really good.
I prefer Ultimate, by the way.
Ultimate was really good. It has a more linear I guess like story.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
And
you're
it's-
into all that gory stuff, it's just like
Yeah.
the best thing you can
And
watch.
fucking Alucard is something else, man. Bitches love cannons. If you guys watch, was it Team 4 Stars? They do a parody of Hellsing.
Oh yeah.
And then, I mean, there's so much good stuff out there. I'm trying to think of some older stuff. Probably like the older Gundams. Preferably the one with, what's his name?
Double O was actually pretty good.
Double O was actually probably the best ones.
Yeah, especially for like season 2.
Yeah.
Actually pretty much the best one I had to watch.
You know which one I like? The one where it's just them fighting? The guy with the, man, I forgot it. It's like, it's been such a long time.
Yeah, I haven't watched Gundam in a very long time.
It's the guy with like the black hair and the red bandana. I forget.
That came afterwards, wasn't it?
Was it afterward? No, I think it was before because it had like older animation.
So when is it?
Because it wasn't the one with where all the guys were kids.
Oh, that's like Gundam.
That's the Gundam Wings. Yeah.
That's actually the only Gundam I've ever seen.
Yeah, Gundam Wings
is the
was-
only Gundam I've
It was
seen.
good, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, so speaking of like Gundams, like, so what type of like anime do you like normally don't watch?
Don't
Or avoid?
watch?
Yeah, like what type of genre? Like what type of anime? Like me, actually, I try, like, I don't know, like mech never got into me. So like in terms of mech, I've probably seen like, surprisingly, even though Evangelion, but I wouldn't really. It's like pseudo mech.
Yeah.
So like,
I think that one would actually fall like something similar to like Gridman.
maybe.
Yeah, a little bit similar to because Gridman is like mech, but it's like
It's not.
it's more like a Power
story.
Ranger.
It's like they're just using the mech to
Yeah.
progress the story. The story, well, I guess
Like-
so yeah, like mech for me, and then maybe sports. Like I'm not really like into it. I used to watch like Hajime no Ippo a lot, and Slam Dunk, but that was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like right now, like I don't really watch that much sports anime or
Yeah,
mech.
the sports anime is a little too overrated.
So yeah, so that's the type of shows I try. Like I don't try to watch. Like I just never got into it. So mech and sports.
Same thing here.
Mech.
Pretty much it's a mech anime I never really got into besides a couple of them, which I guess it falls down into the category of mech, like Gundam. Also like Gridman, I haven't watched yet, but
Yeah, it's on my list. I actually do want to watch Gridman
I feel like that animation, even though it's
just because of Rika.
just
Oh yeah, the shower scene. I'm guessing.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. Don't spoil it, bro.
no spoilers, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
We're still gonna put that right there after the disclaimer.
So you don't watch, like you don't typically watch. I don't want to say you don't watch. You just don't typically watch.
it. It would just come around in my pretty much in my list. I'll just have a couple of them there, but at the same time, it's just like I never really got into it just because it's just not something that I would actually normally watch. And plus, a lot of the stuff that have mech is pretty much almost like similar storylines and similar animations, so everything like that is just something that I wouldn't go into.
How about you, Punk Leon?
For
What
me,
do you normally don't watch?
what I normally don't watch is anything that's made specifically for girls, like Yuri on Ice.
Alright, so like, okay.
So I don't know what that would fall under.
Yeah. Well, you said you like fruits baskets,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
Fruits
like-
Baskets is different.
or like like shoujo,
Like I wouldn't watch like a harem, like in what is it,
a reverse harem.
reverse harem.
I mean, did you watch what is that one? High School, the one when she broke the vase. It's like a reverse harem.
that? Which one is that?
I know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know. It's slipping out my mind. It's the girl with she broke the vase and then she has to be like a server, but she looks like kind of like a guy. Came out in like the early 2000s. It's like a reverse harem that's very, very popular. There we go. Orin High School Host Club.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't watch something
wanna
like
watch
that.
that? Okay. I've actually seen it.
Yeah, no, I would watch. I would
Reverse harem.
like. I wouldn't watch that.
But you watch normal harem.
Yeah, like normal harems. I do watch like
Everything.
Maid Sama. Maid Sama was good too. Yeah, Maid Sama. Like, I just it doesn't really like catch my attention because
Yeah, just like another shout out. I don't normally also typically like Yaoi, Yuri, and then normally
yeah like
I've
Boku
tried.
no Pico. Like I don't know what it is about that,
Yeah,
but
it's so good.
I wouldn't watch that at all.
Just a shout out though, like even though I just said I don't watch Yuri Yaoi, I've actually seen it came out like
Yuri anime, so
last year. I think it's called Bloom Into You. Really good. It's actually not Yaoi. It's a Yuri. It's a really, really good. Like
Wait, oh okay.
so I saw that. Just shout out to that. A really good. Like I wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, it's Yuri, but that's not the main focus of the story. It's just
Yeah.
like the relationship. It's like really well done.
Yeah, like if it's a good romance, I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
it's basically a really good
Yeah,
romance.
but if it's like something where just like a bunch of dudes are just like trying to get with one girl. I'd rather watch something I can relate to, where
So
it's like one guy and then like a bunch of girls just like, you know, trying to get with me. Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Something
that's our
relatable, you know?
introduction.
Yeah,
We're
that's
going
what-
for 20 minutes already, so yeah. So that's the first episode. Hopefully, you guys have like clear idea of like what we watch or what we're into. So for future videos, you can reference this. Alright, so yeah, but I'm Karu.
This is Ramenz.
And this is Punctury Heart.
Did you guys hear that again? What is that?
What is that?
Nani?